Good morning, graduates, faculty, and guests. I am honored to introduce the Phoenix campus student speaker for today's Spring 2010 Commencement ceremony. To qualify as a candidate, applicants must have maintained a grade point average of 3.5 or higher and submitted a manuscript on the topic, the value of education. The top finalists were interviewed by a campus selection committee and presented an oral rendition of their speech. No learning teams or PowerPoint were required. Thank you to the many applicants who took the time to apply and submit outstanding manuscripts. After careful consideration, our committee selected Kelly Jean O'Huro to speak. Kelly holds a bachelor's degree in education from NAU and will earn a Master of Science in Counseling degree from University of Phoenix. She is a member of Psi Omega Pi Counseling Honor Society and is a mobile crisis counselor with Impact SPC. Kelly has taught 8th grade English for the past several years, so you can imagine her learning team really appreciated her skills. Her ultimate goal? To operate a private counseling practice so that she can continue to help others improve their overall quality of life. As you can tell, Kelly has a passion for helping people. Many of you will be able to relate to Kelly's background and experiences. Like many of you, Kelly has a supportive spouse and children, although I don't know if you all have 4 sons. Like many of you, she worked full-time while pursuing her degree. Like some of you, she's an Arizona native. And like all of you, Kelly stands here today, an accomplished graduate. Please welcome Kelly Jean O'Huro.
Good morning, classmates, faculty, and friends. Our day has finally arrived. After so long, graduation day is here, and I am honored to be standing here addressing you today. I'd like to start by sharing a few words from my 3rd grade teacher. You will never amount to anything in this life. With those reading skills, you will be lucky to get a job as a garbage man. The intended recipient of those comments was a little boy in my class. He wasn't a very strong reader, and he stuttered. I always felt bad for him because I could tell how much he hated reading aloud. 2 sentences spoken by the person who was supposed to provide us with education, empower us with knowledge, and build us up to be confident, lifelong learners have stuck with me since I was 9 years old. I can only imagine the impact those words had on that little boy. Fortunately, that early experience, fraught with criticism, contempt, and in my opinion, overt abuse of power, has attributed to my entire philosophy of education and the inherent value of possessing such a gift. Dean William R. Ing once said that the aim of education is the knowledge not of fact, but of values. We all know someone scholarly, someone who is educated. He may have a wall adorned with diplomas and certificates and expensive fancy frames. Having seen such a display may have been intimidating. Diplomas can have the power to inspire reverence or instill confidence, and in some cases, elevate status. If that status is misused, much like that of my 3rd grade teacher, the power that comes with that diploma has been tainted, but more importantly, the education has not been valued. When I began the Master's of Counseling program at the University of Phoenix, I thought I knew who I was and what I wanted. I had a pretty good idea about what it meant to be a counselor. Boy, did I find out that I had a lot to learn. As I progressed through the program, not only did I discover that I had much growing to do, but was, and still am, humbled by the vast depth of knowledge I have yet to attain. Thanks to the outstanding professors who ably shared their content and experience with me, I've learned that in order to serve as a therapist with ethical integrity, I must never underestimate the fact that every client I treat is the true expert in his or her own life. First and foremost, we must remember humility. For everything we have learned on this journey, there are millions of things we still have yet to know. And for everything we know, there are many ways the information can be interpreted. The ability to remove the lenses through which we see the world and the desire to don the lenses of others is an invaluable trait for which to strive. It is when we have learned to apply this concept that we can truly see, and when we discover understanding. If the desire to improve this skill is never adopted, the extent to which we can reach our full potential is limited. As an educated people, we must demand more for ourselves. In my early professional years as a teacher, I learned to value the process of education. My decision to become a counselor was prompted by my desire to further that process. We now have our education. We've made it. This chapter is over. However, our stories are not. We have stayed up nights, we have sacrificed, and those who love us have likely sacrificed too, so that we could achieve this distinction. This education, for which we have worked so hard, is ours, and now part of what defines us. However, our contributions to society are still pending. We must strive to continue to use our knowledge, not just for personal gain, but to empower those around us. In order to best use our gift of knowledge, share it, spread it, and enlighten others with it. As noted author Margaret Fuller once said, "If you have knowledge, let others light their candles in it." We should use our knowledge and education for good, whatever our chosen fields, a business person, a nurse, a therapist, a teacher, or an engineer. We are called to enrich the lives of others with our knowledge and talents. It is in explaining a concept to a colleague that we truly understand. It is in giving of ourselves and of our wisdom that we truly grow. Now it's our turn. We have labored over difficult classes and challenging learning team assignments. It's time to place our diplomas in expensive, fancy frames and adorn our own walls. It's also time for us to look inside and ask ourselves some very important questions. What are we going to do with this gift? How are we going to give value to our education? Class of 2010, let's show everyone what it means to be a Phoenix. Congratulations on a job well done.
Awesome. Way to go, Kelly! We love you!
Congratulations, Kelly.